Thrusting lance is a defense against a low knife attack. The word lance signifies the knife itself. The word thrusting suggests the manner in which the opponent is attacking us. Let's take a look. So what happened there? Well, the scenario begins a little bit differently than a lot of the other techniques that we've looked at thus far. We're not using our usual on guard position, and we're not even using the on guard position we had specifically outlined for defenses against knives. In this scenario, we're assuming that the opponent has the knife somewhat concealed along the side of his body. He may even be blading his stance a little bit to help obscure the knife. And while I may have a sense that something is about to happen, he really hasn't yet made his intentions known. So before he attacks, he may very well reach out with his free hand to grab my lapel or even my shoulder, and he's going to step in and thrust the knife into my midsection. Yep, could be low to the bladder or groin, could even be up here high to the abdomen. But this is the scenario we're dealing with. So one more time, as he steps in with the attack, I'm going to step back to match the distance. So I'm in a right neutral bow, and I'm using two downward blocks, which form like a universal block, but instead of blocking out here to the side, it's straight down onto his wrist. Immediately, I'm going to form a trap. It's like a crane hook, reminiscent of a crane hook or a mantis style hand formation to pin his hand. There you saw me immediately front kick to the groin, which should soften him up, allowing me here to begin forming an inward wrist lock. I'm going to complete that wrist lock as I step back into a left forward bow, immediately firing a right front snap kick with my the top of my foot up into his face. And then you saw me use the heel of my palm to push against his knuckles and to take the knife at the handle before I cover up. Let's take a closer look here at that block. So he grabs and steps in, I step back and block. So it's this hand formation for the block, and then I immediately trap. And you can see here I have my thumb on top. And what's great about this is if he tries to resist and pull away, I've got him pretty well pinned. And if he tries to plunge the knife into my midsection, I have this X formation here that's resisting. So I can't hold him here all day, but for a brief moment, I have him in control. Just long enough for me to execute a front kick to the groin. And now it's at this point here where I can start to move my thumb to the back of his hand and match that with the other. Make sure you don't have any air gaps in your wrist lock, but you have a firm, tight grip around his wrist and then an overlapping grip with the thumbs on the back of your hand. So imagine his arm is like the head of a snake and you are right at the neck controlling the head itself. Thank you. So there you have it for thrusting lance.